what does it mean to you to own the life that you live?
Right. Like being receptive to all that has come my way and continues to come my way. Like being grateful for the good and the bad and the ugly that just creates, that has led us to this point. Because if it wasn't for the experiences, we would never, you know what I mean? We wouldn't get to the point of being thankful and grateful for the life that we have now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, owning the life that I live is really taking accountability where I'm at, and taking accountability in the moves that I made, and taking accountability in the purpose of why I was in some situations. And I think that is the part that a lot of people don't really dive into, is like, what was my purpose in being in this to where I had to take accountability for it. Like we spoke on in the last episode, we were talking about the things that we had went through. There was a purpose for us to have gone through that for our own mental growth. And it was a purpose for us to see that other side of life that neither one of us was actually expecting, the ugly that you were just talking about, you know. And when you realize that you're in a place where you're at, and you think about all the experiences that you've been through, it makes you realize, like, hey, my experiences make the history. My experiences do not make my future. It's my action that makes my future. And if we're not staying diligent to be better than what we've been through, then we're right in place. And it doesn't get us anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of like owning your life means to me. Like actually like saying, hey, it's okay that you went through this. What about today? What are you gonna do about today? What does today mean to you? Does tomorrow exist? Is that an existing thing in your mind? Like, do you think about what things you can achieve and strive for in the next day, or are you only drowning in the things that you didn't like in your life? Because ultimately, if you think about it on a big span, of life, the bad things that we experience are kind of like the imperfections we see in the mirror. It's not the whole picture, but it's there. You know, like so I know we all have people in our lives that struggle with taking accountability.
Absolutely.
So with the people that you have in your life, how do you get them to come around to like really own up?
I think, you know, because accountability, it's so hard to come by. But I think with people in your life, sometimes you have to show them better than you can tell them. You know what I mean? And especially when it comes to their involvement in your life.
You know, talk about it.
Because when it comes to, especially how you treat people, and you have these boundaries that you have to set forth for yourself.
For yourself.
Yes. And with engaging with other people, you have to make it clear, like, hey, this is my boundary. We don't go any further. And even, you know, with that, that's, you know, what you can consider to be accountability. You know what I mean? Like you know, whether you hurt me or whatever the situation may be, like this is, you know, you have to take accountability for what has taken place or what, you know, what transpired between both of us or whatever the case may be. And, you know, a way of showing that is through boundaries. Like, no, this ain't what's happening. This ain't what's gonna happen. And then sometimes it's like you have to, whether they own up to it or not, you know, setting boundaries kind of forces people to take accountability for their actions.
Absolutely. I appreciate the way you said that. It makes them tremendously accountable for how they treat you because of the boundaries that you set. Because you just can't come sideways towards me however you like.
Right. And the thing is, it's like you have to, what I've learned to accept is that I can't change the people around me. Change how I respond to the people around me. And therefore, with that, I feel like they didn't know how to treat me by showing them how I don't want to be treated. And setting those boundaries and enforcing that accountability.
It's super important to stop freaking renting your life. Stop renting it. Stop renting your life. Stop renting your life, okay? Don't do it. Own your life. Own your masters. Own some land. Stop renting what you own. You own this. Own it. And really take accountability for it. You know, we have accountants for our money, but then we don't apply those same concepts to how we treat ourselves. We'll leave ourselves somewhere and be willing to save the world and try to save face. But you're so detached from who you are. What face are you showing? Who are you really? If you're not owning up to what you're doing. What growth do you really present yourself if you stay in a mindset where you do no wrong? How?
We all do wrong.
How?
We all do wrong. And you know, that's the thing that gets me. You ever talk to, or you know, you have to certain people, right? There's certain people I know, I'm like, I've never heard them say sorry at all. Like, they don't know what sorry is. And it's like, we're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. We all do things. You know what I mean? It's like, at some point, we have to accept that and own that and take accountability. And sometimes acknowledgement is the acknowledgement alone is so powerful.
Let's talk about how though.
Yeah.
Come on, let me hear it.
Because and knowing, like, and I mean, I know, because like sometimes, like I said, like even in the last episode, like I like to lead with good intentions. I would never intentionally hurt someone.
Right.
But if you let me know, like, Tina, I don't really like the way you said that, or I don't like what you said, or whatever, something I did to you, or whatever. Me, not wanting to hurt you, owning that, like, wow, like, okay, like acknowledging your feelings, like, my bad, because I don't have to see it the way you see it.
Yes.
You telling me alone, like, yeah, you did something to hurt me. That's all I need to know. I acknowledge it. As humans, we need to acknowledge that other people have different feelings from us. So whether you don't see the wrong in it, and they tell you that you did some wrong, the biggest thing you can do, the very bare minimum thing you can do is to acknowledge it.
Absolutely.
And that means so much.
Because of insecurities and low self-esteem, everybody has their own bodyguards.
Yeah.
When you got low self-esteem and insecurities, your bodyguard's part-time. Okay? Because when those little triggers get hit, those are the times when your bodyguard is off duty because you didn't allow somebody to penetrate your sanctuary and make you feel some type of way about yourself and make you feel some type of way about how you move and what you got and what you were blessed with. And ultimately, I would love for everybody to love who they are when they wake up.
Yeah.
Just for everybody to love how they are, different shapes and forms. We can accept everything else in different shapes and forms, but ourselves, we can't appreciate, or we allow ourselves to not appreciate the differences.
We're all trying to, at the end of the day, be happy. You know what I mean? Create the life we want to live, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, I feel like, just like you said, like, you want people to wake up and feel like beautiful and to appreciate all they have, all they are. And I think oftentimes we don't realize just how dope we are.
Oh, girl, you're not about to say that. You're not about to say that, because that's been my phrase for the last month or so. Like, how dare I sleep on how dope I am?
Right.
How dare me? I'll be damned.
Girl.
A monkey's uncle. Why I play myself like that? Like, girl, bye.
We are some dope individuals.
Absolutely.
And it's like, in our own ways.
Absolutely.
In our own ways. Like, and we have to hone in on that. You know what I mean? And I know, and for me, I feel like, because I was one of those people that's like, oh, I gotta be this way, I gotta conform to be this way in order to fit into these spaces. And I don't know, I had like an awakening, like, I sell myself short, like,
by staying in that box.
Yeah. I'm like,
or even confining yourself to certain ideologies, like breathe and live.
Right. Right. Because so much
breathe
more.
and live.
Yeah. So, girl, for me, I'm like, I'm selling myself short, trying to be in these spaces or create a life that I think fits comfortably for everybody else.
Yeah. Like what?
Like the way I talk.
Okay.
What I say, how I move, my demeanor, and stuff like that. When I'm in certain spaces, I'm conforming all the time.
To millionize yourself.
Right.
I'm gonna fit in to the background.
Or try to, and just really try to mimic what I see, with who I'm surrounded by. But I never took time to appreciate my individuality and who I am. And it's funny, you and I had a conversation, like at work, like I just feel like I can't, like I feel like I can't articulate the way I want to.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just, I don't know, like when I'm around people, like I don't feel like I'm as, like I know I'm educated, like highly educated, but I don't feel as if I am when I get around people or like high executives or something like that. I just clench. Like, and you told me like, well, what if it's your your simpleness, like what I deem to be simpleness? What if that's the key? Like, what if that's what makes it? You know what I mean? Like you're in a room with a whole bunch of people who may be
overthinking or making it bigger than what it is, and you keeping it simple is like,
is that what they look for?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, you know what? So it takes a lot to get there, but I think that we should all appreciate our individuality. Like we were set to be on this earth, imperfections and all, to bring something into the world, to have a purpose into the world,
and to not be the same.
Yes, we're not made to be the same.
One arm is longer than the other one.
Right.
Nothing is supposed to be the same at all.
Exactly. Yeah. So we talk about owning the life you live, right? What are some things that, so to speak, that you've come to just own? Like, this is me. This is what I'm about. This is all shiny.
I'm glad you asked. I have owned, and that's why I was like acting all crazy when you was just talking about being dope. I owned that, like recently, like owned it on a major level, like please. And that's how I feel, like please type stuff, because at the end of the day, everything has its different intricacies. You know that there's certain places that you can go and you dress this way. You know that there's certain neighborhoods you're not supposed to drive through. Or you know that it's a certain time to call somebody to talk about business and not to call, you know what I'm saying? So if we can have different intricacies with those type of things, everybody is built to have the intricacies that they have on an individual level to make it be suited for whoever wants to partake in it, you know? And in life, yes, we are here to community. Be here amongst each other and stuff like that. However, because you live your own life and because you have your own life and you can dictate the way you move, I know you are entitled to saying what you are and are not going to deal with. That is not for anybody to tell you how to do. I dare say to say never. Never shall I ever sleep on myself again. Never shall I ever sleep on myself again. Why? You think about the times where you slept on yourself. If you was the only one sleep, then I mean everybody was watching you in your sleep. And hypothetically, in a real world, how uncomfortable is that?
Right.
For a crowd of people to watch you in your sleep and you ain't even know you was being watched. That's damn near the same thing as being asleep on yourself and everybody else know how dope you are. I'll be damned. Not again. So it's been that. What else? Really saying what I mean. Not over explaining anything, not trying to come up with an excuse to make it sound better, not to give no grace period excuses as to why I'm not there on time. No, I'm on my way. Be there in 15. I know that in a point in my life, because I started running my own business, and when I would be late, I would be so apologetic, and I know that my level of apologeticness, and that's going to be my word of the day, came from not wanting to lose that business. I don't want to lose this person. That don't do nothing for my growth.
Yeah.
It does nothing for my growth. The only thing that it did for my growth is it showed me what I want to stop doing, what I want to grow out of. And I wanted to grow out of that. I wanted to grow out of having the excuses. And it wasn't even something that I feel like I did myself. I feel like it was something more genetic that made me be one of those people that gave excuses. You know what I'm saying? You know how people be like, oh, you a liar because your daddy a liar. You got that from your daddy. Stuff like that. I feel like genetically, people in my line want people to be so impressed by that they'll come up with these flowery excuses, because like I said, you gain that knowledge of wanting to grow out of that when you decide that you want to grow out of that. But until you get to that point, what are you gaining from giving those flowery excuses? There's nothing to gain. Right. The only thing that you're gaining outside of wanting to grow, if that's not the direction that you're going in, the only thing that you're gaining is how to continue to grow this monster that doesn't need to exist in your life. You're going to have many more obstacles in your life that you're going to have to put real effort into. That's going to mean more than the effort you're putting into this. You know what I'm saying? Stop putting the effort into the excuses. I have been working on that for a while, actually, not just recently, but for a while. But I feel like I finally just closed that door on it. And if it's not what you want to hear and it's not what you want, then
it is what it is.
Hey, I can't be touched, I can't be pressed, and I cannot be battered or badgered about it if it's not in line with my life. If you are affected by it, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be okay. And you're going to have to put your grown person pants on and be fine. Because there's nothing worse than someone that doesn't want to grow up, but you constantly get more age. What do you provide to the world if you're stuck somewhere? You cannot be anybody's OG, nobody's old head, nobody's advisor, or none of that if you're not growing.
Right.
And what are we here for when we get age and maturity and experience and wisdom? What are we not here for other than to be somebody's OG?
Right.
We supposed to be
right.
Educating the youth and educating the ones who may not know and stuff like that.
And becoming the wiser.
Let me tell you something. Anybody that say that they learned anything from me, anybody that came up under me or anything is going to know that I did not feed them nothing that they wasn't going to be nourished with. That's for sure.
Yep.
That's definitely for sure. What have you owned in your life recently?
For me, I've owned up to accepting who I am in and out. You know, like the good, the flaws, you know. And just accepting that, this is me.
Yeah.
And just like you said, I mean, you either within it or you ain't.
Because it's others that you can go be around that will entertain what you like.
Exactly. And that's one thing. I feel like, especially like within the last year or so, this has truly been like a year of clarity. I have learned to surround myself with the people that I can be comfortable with being myself. But in doing so, I've allowed myself to be nurtured in a way that I feel I needed it most. Being myself.
In a way that you couldn't explain how you needed it.
Yes.
But it came to you the way that you needed it.
Exactly. So really owning Danielle, you're awkward, shy. You know I am. You're awkward, shy, black girl.
Hey.
And it's like, own it.
And we're here.
And
it exists.
Yes.
I'm awkward myself.
Really?
Girl, yes. You don't think
so?
No. At all?
I don't think you're
definitely awkward.
I don't think you're awkward. I think you, and maybe you feel that way, but it doesn't radiate that way.
Okay, I can
when I
respect
see
that.
you, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean?
I can respect that.
I think we all think we're, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
something about us we think that other people be like, what?
Yeah.
No, but I never thought that about you.
Yeah, because I mean, no, Shani can rock the crowd. Shani can engage and be, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't get like awkward from you. Like, you make me feel comfortable talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
surround yourself with people that make you feel comfortable being you, okay?
Right. I yearn for that so much. I don't, anything less, I can't take. Like, once I got an ounce of, you know, acceptance and comfortability from people that have allowed me to be myself.
Individuality appreciation.
Yes, individuality appreciation. So shouts out to my circle.
Because period.
Because yeah, it's much needed. So definitely surround yourself with people that allow you to be you and help you to own who you are. And they see your host of imperfections, but they're like, that's what I like. That's why I like you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I've learned to own that. You know, I am who I am, and some people don't like it. Some people ain't gonna like it. But it's not my job to worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
It is not my job to worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So
I heard that.
So I've owned that. I've you know, with that, I've also, even the ugly spots, you know, owning what my makeup has been up until this point.
That's
so,
just because when it is, talk about it, please. Talk about what your makeup has been.
My makeup to become this woman that I am today has came tenfold. Like it's been truly something to get to this point of all I experienced, all that I've been through. And my makeup is taking everything that has made a tremendous impact in my life, taking that and, for lack of better expressions, like taking all of that and all these lemons and making lemonade with it. You know?
Absolutely.
Yes.
As we
That's
should.
That's what it is. That's it. Just everything that I've encountered to make me be the woman that I am today. I own it. I accept it.
And that means that you're what?
I'm thankful. And my mental growth has expanded in the most necessary way. Yeah, in the most necessary way. So.
And it came in that form that you couldn't have plotted out, but in the form that you needed it in.
Exactly.
I'll tell you something that I just went through recently as an example of what we're talking about. I took a trip out of town. I know we talked about that. That was actually when we was editing the first episode.
Editing.
First of all, let's talk about that. That's been fun.
Right.
So I went out of town to get a breather. Just clear my mind and just be somewhere where I don't have to hear any noise, hear any kids, hear any, you know what I'm saying? Just don't have to worry about work, and I can just be me.
Relax.
Sometimes that's what we need, to just have that moment where it's just us again, like just me.
Finding yourself.
Yeah, let me figure out what I like. So where do I want to take my life? Where do I want to go? What's my next thing? You know, taking that breather. However, before I left, there was a situation that I wanted out of my life, and I had not been praying for it. Like, you know what, God, like I really want this out of my life. So a few days before I left out of town, I prayed over it. I'm like, okay, well, I will start intentionally putting that in my day so that that can work itself out of my life, because I don't want it. The whole time I was out there, I was reminded of every single last good time that I had with this person, which in most cases will make you contact that person, make you reminisce to where you think y'all can try again, make you do things where you're like, you know what, it wasn't all bad, and you start to regress.
Think about all the things you can do better again.
Girl, so I slept on it. I'm like, why is this just coming like so heavily? Like, this is not the trip that I need this on. I kept internalizing my question, like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? And I realized that all too often, when we're in bad situations, to keep ourselves from going back, we think the strength is remembering why we left. That's not the strength. The strength isn't remembering why we left. The strength is remembering all aspects of it, good and bad, and still having the strength to not go back. That's what the strength is. And so that's what I gained that trip. Never pictured it like that. But it was exactly how I needed it to be for that recollection, that acknowledgement, and that now I got a grip on it. Because I manifested it, because I put it in my head, because I made myself put intention behind it, because I made myself think about it more than just saying it. We can loosely say, how you doing? to people all day. That doesn't mean that you intend to find out.
Right. Just a greeting.
It's on the fly. People say stuff that they want out of their life on the fly and don't really have any intention set behind it.
Right. Yep.
I loosely put intention behind it, and it came to me at a time I was not expecting it, in a way I totally didn't expect it.
It happens like that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that. So it was just like, wow. But the beautiful part about that is being open enough to see that that's the lesson.
Right.
Not even the thing of like sign after sign after sign after sign. You know what I'm saying? It's not even like that, because you can see sign after sign, be like, oh, that's a pretty balloon. Oh, that's a nice stop sign. Ooh, and you 7 signs in, and then everybody been like, it's been showing itself to you. You're the only person that wasn't seeing it. Like, so it's a beautiful thing to be able to be open enough and, have your mind expanded enough to receive the sign right at the time it's supposed to be received. Like, oh, I'm glad I got that. Because then if not, sometimes it leaves you suspended. You suspended in that situation.
Right.
And don't nobody like pending transactions. I want you to take the money out for that bill right now.
Right.
Don't make me wait 2 days, because I've been ran my card 1,000 other times. Internally, I always felt like I knew I was the one.
Yeah.
Externally, my acne had me feeling like I wasn't the one. You know what I'm saying? So I would always have all the good things to say to people of how they need to feel about themselves, but I wasn't turning that around and making it be real for me. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I used to say this thing in high school: nobody can read a loading document. If you're not completely loaded, I won't know your whole story. Yeah. So I would apply that to myself, like, nobody can know who I am if I keep letting my insecurities block them. Nobody will ever be able to get to that. So I had to own that. I had to own that I was insecure. Yeah. I had to own that I didn't want to be insecure anymore. And I had to figure out the things that was making me insecure. The first thing that it could have been my acne. My acne truly was the biggest thing that was just like, like just giving it to me. But when I finally came into it, which it just took me, as of late,
right.
Because look, I don't know snacks real good because I'm a fruit girl. However, I know that oatmeal cream pies get play. I know that Little Debbie's get play, and I know Star Crunch get play. So with the Star Crunch, if my face was looking like Star Crunch, sis, you might not like it, but you gonna get play. Okay? So, it's very important to own up to the things that you were placing in your way. Nobody was telling me I was ugly. People would say some stuff about my acne, but they wasn't saying it like, ugh, you ugly because you got acne. You know what I'm saying? But I felt ugly, so that was the barrier I put in front of myself.
Right, yeah.
I had to own that I did that, and nobody else did it, because that's how I interpreted what they were saying to me. It's not what they said, it's what I interpreted.
You thought they.
That's what I thought they were saying. But then when you don't have that backup, that counteraction from someone else on your team to tell you, like, that's not what they mean and that's not what that is, then you won't know. You got to go through the motions of figuring it out yourself. Right. And sometimes if you don't have that good foundation of how to get back on track, it's going to take you a while. And you might feel like you got to a point where it's too late, but I don't feel like it's too late if you figure it out. Yeah. Can't be. Owning what you want, owning the things that you did to yourself, owning the things that you want for yourself, setting that impression, and it is bigger than intention. Sometimes you have to set an impression on the intention. Yes. My intent is to take Danny out and we gonna have a good time. I can't take you out if I'm boring. I have to impress you. Right. So you have to impress along with your intentions for it to be a successful,
put a deep impression,
union. And I know that that's super important. We was talking about how, like, the accountability part is so essential to that growth.
It is.
And to be able to get to that point, taking the accountability goes before the ownership. Right. Having an accountant goes before owning land. The accountability part has to come first.
Right. And then I feel like that it's all those steps that get you to where you want to be, right? So taking accountability for what it is, what it's been, and where you want to be, right? So, or to get you where you want to be, that's what I'm going to say. So, that accountability is super big. So let's talk about creating the life you dream about. So you talked about manifesting,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when we manifest and we dream about our lives, like how do you envision your life? Like if you can paint out your life, manifest it to be whatever you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
How do you envision it?
So first of all, I would not wake up to work every day.
Mm.
I don't want to have that mental mindset of like, oh my God, $300 or this amount of money short on a bill, and I have to overexert myself at work to be able to, I don't want to live that life. I don't want to do that. And the first thing that came to me is I want my mom's health to be. That's pretty much where I'm at. Like that's the first thing I see in my mind. I don't want her to have to worry about herself to where it's a worry. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
I would envision a life with no car notes.
Yeah.
For sure. I would envision a life with property. No money's paid to nothing because we own it.
Yes.
Like that's what I would see. More so what I see is a worry-free life. I just feel like worry brings on so much.
Yes.
It brings on so much that exists, and it brings on some of the unknown.
Yes.
Because when you worry, you start to open up those little different portals of what ifs, what could happen, this could happen, what if this?
Let me tell you.
Ooh, it's too overwhelming.
It is. I'm a worried bug. I
Yeah.
worry about everything. I overthink.
Mm-hmm. Being an overthinker and a worrier
Yeah.
at the same time that's a job in itself.
It is.
Because then, guess who else get employed there? Paranoia.
Right. All of it, yes. I'm a super overthinker. I'm always thinking, okay, what could go wrong? Like, I'm focused on what could go right.
Because you just always, being an overthinker, you always want to have that fallback plan for anything that might come up.
Exactly.
So if you got one thing to do and you had it that way, on the drive you might think about, what if I get stopped? What if my car do this? What if I gotta pull over and go? You think about all these other plan Bs when your only thing is to get to your destination.
Right. Yep.
That's it. But you'd have made it about everything by the time you get there. Hi, my name is Shani. Your brain is exhausted because you done thought about so much that this person don't even know they happy to see you. You stressed out.
I know.
Your drive has stressed you out, and nobody did it to you but yourself.
Right. Exactly.
I know that stemmed from doubt, though.
Yeah.
Overthinking is definitely stemmed from doubt. You don't really have the confidence that you know you should have in the thought processes that you know you're in because of second guessing.
Yeah. I've been dealing with recently, like something good comes, and I'm like, I don't know, like a little too good. Like, here's an opportunity here. Well, what's the catch? And,
so you can say like, okay, what's the catch? Instead of what you really want to know is like, what's the whole picture? Like, tell me the whole thing. You're going to be more receptive to me spelling it all out to you than me telling you all the beautiful things first and then me saying, here's the catch.
Yeah.
Then that's when the doubt kick in. You like, do I need to believe in this now? Because why is there a catch?
Right.
The catch should be that this is being a union made. Like the home run was the success and the connection. So why does there have to be a negative catch?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. So I know that the way whew, girl. Sometimes my clothes be too tight for the revelations that be coming to me. I promise. And that in turn switches from doubt to intention to owning to manifesting to owning again. Because after your intention, you have to own that that's your intention. Then you have to take that intention now that it's owned and take it to manifestation land, manifest, and then walk away from manifestation land to go own it again.
Yep. That's the cycle.
The way that, I don't know the perfect map for manifesting. What I will say is the thing that helped me manifest was, like we was talking about and what we were talking about, is setting that intention.
Right.
One of the biggest things, and I know me and you talked about this years ago, is speaking life into what you want.
Yeah.
And if you speak life into what you want, and speaking life, death comes after life. Death doesn't come before. So if you speak in life into something, you cannot speak death into it with doubt before it was even able to be born.
Yeah.
So speaking life into the things that we want has to come with a certain category of nourishing words and nourishing terms and nourishing mantras and phrases and all of that. So when you switch your traditionalized vocabulary and you switch your traditionalized mindset and way you thinking to start speaking life into things, the way you speak is the way it'll come and the way you will walk. Because if you get up and you like, oh, today's gonna be long, it's a Monday, I got meeting after meeting after meeting. You didn't put so much negative on it the whole day looking at you was like, well, damn,
Right.
did I get a chance?
Right.
How did this one moment when you woke up count for my whole 24 today?
Right.
That's not fair. It's just not fair. So you wake up and be like, you know what? I got meeting after meeting after meeting. I'm going to knock them down. And they're going to be lit. I'm going to make sure I pinpoint, take that time to actually manifest what you want. If I know I got a meeting at this time, before I go to bed or any time before those meetings, I am going to have a whole syllabus of things that I want to talk about, pinpointed, so that I'm not overwhelmed in my long day that I'm already knowing is coming up. I know it's on its way.
Right.
It's not going to change if I want to be there or not. It's going to happen. So
and you have to make the best of what it is.
So when you speak life into your the way you speak and you switch the way that you talk and stuff like that, I feel like that is where my journey of manifestation starts. Once I start speaking into it. I'm like, okay, speaking into it. Okay, that's my first step. You just have to really think about the things that you want and say what you want, how you want, and you can say it. That's the part. You can say what you want and how you want. How it comes is different.
Right.
It's totally different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you can
say it.
And then, in addition to speaking, putting an action on it.
Because that's the only thing to put it in play.
Right. So you can speak on it all day, but it's about the action that you put forth to help with the manifestation. Right? Because you only get out of life what you put into it.
Yep. I used to tell this guy all the time. He used to talk about everything that he was going, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I will hear you when you stop talking.
Start moving.
That is the only way I'm going to hear you.
Right.
You can talk me to death. We're taught to talk before we talk to walk. So yeah, you can talk me to death because that's the first lesson you was taught. However, it takes somebody that's really about their business to get up and walk it.
Right.
I don't have time to be talked to damn death.
Right.
There's enough of that going on in school.
Right.
Talk to me about no trigonometry. Talk to me about some taxes.
Right.
Talk to me about owning my own business and different grants. Because people will promote and say all this stuff about get this loan and get this finance and this. When there are grants available.
Yeah.
Free shit.
Right.
We ain't made the money.
Right.
I don't know a person made the money. Not one. It's super important that we take that time to really like dive into the things that we want to receive from life.
Yeah.
And the things that we don't want to receive from life.
Yeah.
The only person that can speak up for you is you.
Right.
The only representative that you was placed on this earth with is yourself. So you would be doing an injustice to not show up for yourself.
You have to be your own advocate.
Got to. Have to. Because if you don't stand up for yourself, who is able to take you seriously? You got to set those limits to yourself. Have you had any recent experiences with manifesting and something really coming to life for you?
Yeah. You know, it's crazy because we say manifesting too. I'm trying to learn how to truly manifest, right? So when we speak on it, I'm speaking in terms of manifesting in prayer and putting my intentions out in the universe and say, hey, this is what I desire. Like some things that I've prayed for within the last year. It's been like within the last year, in terms of my daughter, in terms of our living situation, and things like that I've prayed to get us to a better place. And then it's like when I didn't see that, I was like, man, like when it didn't just seem like it was possible, I'm like, I'm gonna be stuck here. But just constantly keeping that manifestation going. You know what I mean? Until we got to a point, it's like, okay, so here recently, like we moved into a new place.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Moved into a new place. I was still able to keep her within the school that she's thriving in.
Because that is a different conversation.
Yeah. Because that was important, I think, because of knowing my child and how she is, I'm like, we got to keep this.
Where she's comfortable.
Yeah, we got to keep this momentum going. So things like that, and even in terms of like work, manifesting in work, and really asking the universe for clarity, like what am I doing? Like what is the purpose in everything that I'm doing? Like wanting the clarity and understanding like why am I here? What's the purpose? in a situation in my life as a whole and things like that. And it's led me to get to the point where it's like, I might not even have a full vision for it, but I know that what I desire is greater than what I have. And I know my purpose is greater than I know. And, you know, even here, being at this table with you and this concept coming to life, I feel like that's part of the journey as well. Like asking for, you know, understanding and clarity, like what am I on this earth to do?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm on the right path.
What hats am I supposed to pick up along the way as well?
Yeah. What am I supposed to pick up along the way? And I feel like, because things are, because you know when it's right because you feel it. That feeling you get, that confirmation. Ooh. It's like, it's in terms of like, you know, and so, because when it's not right, it will be confusing. It's funny, I saw something even in terms of relationships. And it's like, you know when it's right, or you know when it's God sent, or you know when it's meant to be, when you feel it, you'll feel the confirmation, not the confusion. And I've even like manifested on relationship, or you know, like, okay, this is the type of partner I desire, this is the type of healthy environment I want to be in.
Energy.
Yeah, the energy and stuff like that. And with putting that forth, like I've grew a great discernment to say, no, I mean, it seemed like it was like this, but no, this ain't for me. And I get the signs that I need in order to make the decisions that I have to make. And then even when something good comes, if it feels good, I'm leaning into that confirmation and still continuing on to just get further signs and further clarity to be like, okay, like Kendra says, this is for this to have to be. You know, is it that? So just writing on that. But I've gotten real intentional with my life over these past few months, this past year.
I could tell a little twang in you,
Yeah,
sister.
girl.
I could tell.
Girl.
I could tell you done flipped your neck a couple times this week. Like, excuse me.
Right.
And you better know it.
You better ask somebody.
Okay, if ain't nobody told you.
Now you know. And that's it. It's like really growing into the life that I desire, life I want, and knowing that it's attainable if I put action to it, if I speak it into existence, put the action to it.
It's only unattainable if you don't do shit.
Right, exactly. You miss all the shots you don't take. You know? So, yeah, I've been taking shots all year.
Call it!
Taking shots all
Good plan. Good plan.
Yeah, and letting it land where it lands. And, you know, I'm
It's the only way you build up the resilience.
Exactly.
And get through the adversity of those rejections from those people that wasn't designed to be in your journey. They just was designed to meet you along the way.
Exactly. Or show you something on that journey.
Yeah.
And be thankful for them people too.
Absolutely.
Be completely thankful for them people too, because
it had to take the set of no's to get you to the yes that was your success.
Exactly. Exactly. I put forth all the intentions and the life that I want. I know it's attainable. I just gotta keep putting it out there, keep manifesting and adding an action to it, so that I'll get there one day. And just like you said, after you get there, owning it.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Mine recently was so Olivia had the makeup class.
Okay.
And I just wanted to go to learn how to do makeup. That's all I really wanted to learn. You know, she's amazing. She posted about the makeup class. I looked at that price. I was like, oh, wait. I ain't got that right now. However, I want to go. I ended up coming with the deposit money. Was thirsty to pay for the deposit. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going. Being someone who partook in the makeup class, she lowballed herself.
Okay.
She could have easily, I mean, it's from the bottom with my broke ass. She could have easily charged $1,500 for this class. Yes, I thought it was a lot initially too. However, I believe that she was worth spending that on. Now, anybody else could be a different conversation. Her, I believe that she was worth it. So I really just was paying for it to learn how to do makeup from a really great makeup artist. Then my LA trip came and money got shot.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, I was supposed to be at the class. So I'm like, I might not be able to go. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't tripping over it, but I kind of was like, it's a missed opportunity. And so I was talking to one of my best friends. I only really have one best friend outside of my sisters. And I was talking to her, and she was like, why you can't go? And I told her, like, it's a financial thing. Like, I just got to take care of some business right now. And she was like, I'll help you. You know, and it means something to have those people in your life that believe in you. They may not believe in what you're going to go do, but they believe in you. Like, I ain't done no makeup. I don't know how to do makeup from Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, she believed in my pursuit.
Right.
Sometimes that belief in that faith in your pursuit can be so monumental. So it was back on. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can go now. And I'm going now transformed into how do subconsciously, because I didn't think about this in a big spectrum, subconsciously, I said, how do I leave a mark? How do I make an impact? How do I turn I'm going to this makeup class into I went to that makeup class, right? I'm like, you know what? I should take these down. I should take her picture off her page, the little thing, and put it on some nails and just give it to her, right? Just on some art shiny shit. This ain't on nothing serious. Right. So I do it, and you know me, when it comes to like tasks and stuff, I have a real thirst to succeed at it. Like I want to get it right. Like I want to get it right. So I'm looking at the picture, and that's one of my trouble areas. One of my challenge areas is drawing faces. I'm not that good at it, and I can admit that. I just need to work on it some more, but I'm not that good at it right now. So I'm like, oh, that'd be killer if I could kill it. So then that turned into, I started competing against the old Shawnee's art. And when it started to come together, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, oh, it's cold. This. Then it's like that. Then I got more hype about actually completing it and doing it right than I was to give it to them. Yeah. Right? So starting off with wanting to learn how to do makeup, to transform it to not going on a trip, to turn it back around to now going on a trip, to turn it into, ooh, I wonder if I can do this on some nails, to turn it into like, oh, I'm going to kill this on some nails, to go out of town and then show them that, and it did amazing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Set the intention. Mm-hmm. Yep. I learned how to do makeup. Mm-hmm. My heart isn't in makeup, right? It's that in-between stage that I end up manifesting. Yeah. The art part that really took me to that place that I wanted to be at. I set my intentions to learn something new. And on the way, I took my love with me, my art with me, and I was able to manifest that into something else. I've been backed up on orders. My following went up on Instagram. It just was an amazing experience, but I would not have experienced that had I not opened my mind to pursue something different. Yeah. Yep. It was genuine. So it ended up manifesting itself. I didn't even ask for it. Sometimes I know that when you are lost and you don't really know where you want to go with your emotions and where you want to go in your life at that moment, if you set something in play, if you set something genuine in play, genuinely what your purpose is and what part you play in your purpose is going to come along with you on the journey without you inviting it. And that's the one thing that I can speak on that I want manifested. Okay? Because we want manifesting over here. I want manifested that into something I never would have thought it would have turned into. Yeah. You know, so it's super important that, you know, believing in yourself is the first step. My papa used to say that to us all the time. Like, believing in yourself is the first step to anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's the first step, and you will be doing yourself an injustice not to believe in yourself. Just going back to that whole conversation we were having about having those standards. You have to believe in yourself to set standards. Because you have to believe in the standards that you're setting.
And that you can do it, you know.
And that you can stand behind them 100%. Without faltering, without stepping back, or without anybody placing any type of doubt inside of you. You have to believe in manifesting. You have to believe in that. You have to believe that you can do it. And I know that that's something that a lot of people don't believe in themselves. You can do it. You can. You're going to do it. You're going to do it if that's what you want to do. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with anything anybody else sees for you. It has everything to do with what you see for yourself. And only way that you're going to get there is if you go forward.
Right. And don't let nobody tell you what can't be done.
There's no such thing.
At all.
The only thing that can't be done is can't. And that's period. Okay? How do you feel?
Just in general.
How do you feel about what we talked about? How do you feel about, you know, just speaking on the life of manifesting?
You know, speaking on the life that you want and manifesting the life you want, it gives me like it makes me feel good to speak on these things, and it motivates me enough where I'm like, yeah, I gotta.
Damn, I keep running out of water.
It motivates me to keep pressing forward, to go hard, to keep manifesting, and keep putting all these desires out into the universe.
Because you deserve it.
Yes, because you deserve it. I think that even when like good things come to me, I'm like, man, like am I supposed to get this? Am I supposed,
that second guessing
yes.
if you are worthy.
Yes, so
Girl, that's a real thing too.
Learning to receive all that is in store for me, and learning how to take that and really, bask in that.
And really recognizing that what it's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it might come to you in the form and you read it wrong.
Yeah.
And you have to sit back and think about why it came to you in this form.
Right.
Why would I be presented with a frost advisory vacation to myself, being bombarded by a whole bunch of thoughts from a bad relationship?
Yeah.
Why? I had to realize that this was how it was supposed to be framed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to take that part out of it. We have to take the part of, oh, this is what I got. And then really like unclothing it and really seeing like, okay, this is why this came to me in this form at this time, at this age, with these circumstances behind me.
Right.
You know?
Fully understanding that, because that's the thing I think for me, like, because last time we talked about timing, right? Even applying that to this, like, the timing in which these things occur are meant to happen when they're supposed to happen.
Because why would we take away from our greatness by only paying attention to the physical clock?
Yeah.
And not paying attention to the genuine clock?
Yes.
It's an insult.
It is.
It's an insult to your growth. It's an insult to your purpose, and it's an insult to your journey. Wherever you see yourself going, to not pay attention to that part.
Exactly. That's the most important part.
It is.
It's so important.
It's super important.
Yes.
So super important.
Yeah,
Man, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that you want manifesting in your life.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. This is coming along. It's coming along. Just grateful to the universe, to God, because if you would have talked to me like earlier this year, like right before I started really manifesting things, I thought, ain't no way out. You know what I mean? Like certain things, I'm like, I couldn't see the possibility of any of the things that I've grown to be thankful for at this present time. I wasn't looking at anything remotely close to happiness. I was like in this sunken place, and I'm like, I don't see.
I guess this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I guess this is where I should be. But really speaking into that and having people support you in a way, like when you know, like just like we were saying, when you sleep on yourself too, like the worst thing you could do is sleep on yourself.
The worst thing
the best
you could do.
Right. But some of the best things to have are supportive people in your life to say, look,
wake up.
Right. Wake up. Quit sleeping.
It's a beautiful day.
Yes. You are as dope as they come.
You are the epitome of today.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful day. Rain, sleet, fall, snow, all of that. You are the epitome of greatness, and don't ever feel like you're not.
Yeah. Ever.
Every season has its beauty.
Yeah.
Girl, don't get me started at the end.
Let's go, girl.
Don't even get me started at the end.
You gotta let them know.
For real.
And it's so much, and I think that's the thing too. It's like finding the beauty in all of it too.
The Inside Out, I'm trying to tell you.
Inside Out.
Girl, that movie is magical.
Yes.
It's so magical. It really is.
They did right by them.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It helps me out so much as an adult.
Right. Yes.
It's dope.
Makes me want to go home and watch it.
Please, can we Zoom call and watch it together? Can we do that? We're alone together.
Right.
I hated that slogan when it first came out. I was like, this sounds so stupid. What's alone together? We gotta be alone. Together. Together we are alone. Like, that sounds so trapped in a closet. The closet.
Oh my God.
Ooh, I guess they got your ass in the closet.
Oh my God.
Your nasty ass, Kelly.
Oh my God.
He know he dead wrong. You know he dead wrong with his nasty ass. It's horrible. How dare you do that to our little princess? Rest in peace to Aaliyah. We need some help.
I hope you get it, really.
Me too. Because we don't need no more delinquent black men.
No.
We need all of them
Right.
to be on the straight and narrow. Even if they decide to be with people outside of our race. We need them all to be good.
Yeah.
We don't need no bad representations of us nowhere.
No.
Hey, who seen Condoleezza Rice? Where she at? Can anybody tell me where she at? I ain't seen her. I was thinking about that the other day. Where's Condoleezza? Where's she at? Where did she go? It's like they like X-nay her off.
I didn't think about that till you said that. Like, where is she?
Poor Condi. That's going back and rewatching all the TV shows. Like Girlfriends, they was talking about Condoleezza Rice. I'm like, where is Condi? Where's she at? We either got replaced by Alma Rose, Kanye West. We got replaced by everybody, but where is you at? Carmen Sandiego. We trying to find you. Where's Waldo ass? We just want to know, sis, is you safe? Are you safe? Send us an SOS. We know Kamala's there now, but you relevant, okay? You're a part of it. Girl, we gotta give everybody they flowers. So pretty much what we really just want to say is own the life that you live and one manifesting the life that you dream of having. It can be reality as long as you believe that the dream can come alive. The dream can come to life. Hello?
You just got
Hello? We are somebody's dreams. We are alive. So it is very important that you just really own it. Don't just own the property that you want to own. Don't just own the masters if you make music. Don't just own the things that you can touch. Own the life that you have. Own that breath that you take. Own that heart that beats inside of you every moment of your life. Own it. Own, you got car payments, you got rent payments, you got all these different payments on things that you don't own, and you give them so much priority, you give them so much precedence before taking care of yourself that you'll never understand what it really means to own your life. You got everything else pulling from you. Everything else pulling from you, but you ain't even own what it's pulling from. You the life source. Own your life source. Detach from those things and allow yourself to really look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you are important. I value you. I value the you that you are today. I value the you that you were yesterday to be the better you that you are today. And I value the you that will come tomorrow that's going to be the better than the you that I am and you are today. Do it for yourself. Do it for your sanity. Do it for the progress that you see within yourself for the future. You deserve it. You deserve to put yourself on a pedestal. Don't expect that from anybody else in life other than yourself first. And I meant that from everything that I own in my body. Expect the most from yourself first before you expect anybody else to receive it from you, because you're doing yourself an injustice doing that. It's just not going to work out in your favor. Nobody is going to receive you the way that you feel like you should be received until they learn your cost and your worth. And you don't have a dollar amount. You got a value amount. You have an integrity amount. Those are the worths that we're talking about. I don't have no price tag. You ain't got no price tag. Own your life. Manifest it. Set your intentions to really hone in and really grab that. Grab it.
Go after the life you desire.
Go get it.
It is attainable.
It is.
You have to set your intentions for it. Put the action to it. Watch it all
unfold. And it's just going to be so beautiful. Appreciate who you are at each level.
Yes.
Do not depreciate the levels that you were lower than the one that you're on now, just because you are on it now. Appreciate every level of yourself, because that part will be able to tie those bonds into being able to connect with people.
Yeah.
This week's beautiful brown babe shine, we have on the list, I have on Mick Lashes this week from the one, the only Miss Kelly McCarter. She is eyelash Cincy. You know what I'm saying? Just all of the greatness, girl. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
And hello again. Because sis, you kills my lashes every time, and I love it. So y'all go visit her, check her out. She is doing amazing things. She is an amazing mother, and she really speaks life. And I've witnessed it. This is not me just saying it. She speaks life into her children. And if you don't do nothing else in life, I respect people who do that. Yeah. So go check her out. Cute. Very trendy. And this mask, I also have a bucket hat. I got this from Jasmine. Her Instagram name is Shop1217. Just go to Shop1217 because that's where you're going to find all these goodies. This says I get to go into the grocery store and buy all my vegan food. Fly as hell. Okay? I don't even like purses. It's too much of a responsibility. This one, I would wear this one. I have this lip gloss that I just recently got from the makeup class that I went to. This lip gloss is super cute. I didn't have to apply it too many times today. I only applied it once after I ate. And that's just because I wanted my lip gloss to be popping. But other than that, it was on and it stayed on very well. This is by Candy Rose. She is Candy Rose Cosmetics on Instagram. Please go follow her. She has lip glosses. She got some bomb portraits of some makeup. Just go check her out. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep my rose quartz on me. It's a part of my everything. So keep that on me. Check that out. Jamila Daly. Don't sleep on sis. She got what you need. She got rings. Just go check sis out.
Me, I have another candle from My Hello Gorgeous boutique. You can get all your candles, your body scrubs, body creams, all that stuff. And she sells jewelry and purses and everything. So check her out. Another beautiful brown babe doing big things.
We love beautiful brown babes.
We love y'all so much.
Y'all just all beautiful to us. After episode 1, we were really excited to partner up with other beautiful brown babes or other beautiful brown businesses in the city. And I made a post to see if I can get people to shout out different businesses that are in the city, apparel that we can wear, anything that we can bring to the show. So we're going to do a raffle. I have all of the names that were posted on the post here. We're going to shuffle them up. And with this shuffle, you will be receiving our support. We will be purchasing from you, okay? Hey, and you will be featured on the next episode, a part of our beautiful brown babe shine shout out. This is great. So I will shuffle and you pick.
All right. What we got?
Okay, go.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Out the
yeah.
way.
I think it's 2 right there.
Is it
Is it 2 on
attached?
one?
Nope, that's 1.
It's 1? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's
Drum
see.
roll, please. What we got?
Is it Mimi Jones?
My Jones with Define Boutique. Hey girl, we will be coming to purchase some of your merchandise. Thank you for believing in yourself. Thank you for continuing to do the things that you do, empowering the people around you, allowing us to have the opportunity to purchase with you. And you just keep believing in yourself. And you keep on doing everything that you're doing right now, girl, because you're really shining a light and you're making an impact. You're making an influence on someone, and it's a beautiful thing. Shout out to you. Shout out to Define Boutique. Thank you so much for coming to our Mindful Circle. Be mindful.
Open your mind full.
And it will leave your mind full. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
Owning the life you want, manifesting the life you dream.
Owning the life you want, manifesting the life you dream. Owning the life you want.
Or owning the life you have.
Owning the life you have. Owning the life you live.
Yes.
Owning the life you live. Manifesting
the life you dream.
the life you dream. I was like, who's lipstick? Girl,
Oh, that was
I'm
us.
trying to
Oh.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm getting used to wearing lip gloss.
Oh.
Yesterday was my first day wearing lip gloss. And I'm just not used to seeing this on my cup. So when I look at it, I'm like, oh. You have to put
Just throw that in there.
I had to. It was like, that was a perfect pitch. I said, yes, let me have that right there.
Recognize that all the strength is in. Is it for the mind?